Yeah, you know him, you love him. He is the face of Buckeye Nation, Brutus Buckeye, a name synonymous with Ohio State athletics. And Buckeye fans are celebrating his 60th birthday today. The celebrations are happening right now, and this is a live look inside the Tom Davis Gym on Ohio State's campus. The goal at this birthday party was to break the record for the largest gathering of people wearing conical party hats. You know those pointy birthday hats? Well, 10 TV has learned the record has been broken. We own it. It was well within our reach with all those people there. Great turnout. The history of Brutus runs deep in Buckeye country. Did you know, though, the name of the mascot, how that came to be? Well, years ago, we went out looking for answers. And on this special 60th birthday, here's 10 TV's Kevin Landers, who spoke to those there from the start.
He's the biggest nut in all of college football. Part mascot, part superhero, Brutus Buckeye is the face of one of the most successful college athletic programs in history. Sally Lanyon is considered his birth mother.
For all these years after that, it's so amazing to me, and I have such a sense of pride about it that I contributed in some way to this making of an icon.
The year was 1965, and Lanyon and co-creator Ray Borges realized that the university didn't have a mascot.
Ray wanted it to be a buck's eye. I thought that is like too creepy.
So she came up with this, using paper mache, chicken wire, and brown paint.
As the designer, and I was not an art major, we just created a round ball is all it was.
A nameless brown ball that was about to be sprung on the university without warning during a homecoming game.
We weren't going for the parade. We were going for the field.
During halftime of the Minnesota game, that game you see right there, the mascot made his debut. Lanyon says he was snuck into the stadium and started walking onto the field.
I was sitting in the stands going, whoever Ray talked into doing this, he's going to get arrested. And I'm going to be charged also. So
no one was arrested, and to this day, it's a mystery as to who wore the head that day.
Go Bucks!
That's Mike Caparol.
I was the first.
53 years ago, this OSU cheerleader walked into the horseshoe as Brutus, a name selected by students.
I didn't know what to expect. You couldn't see where you were going. You were inside a giant fiberglass shell, and the other cheerleaders would guide you where to position yourself.
He remembers being well received by fans.
But the band, which was down close on the field, did not like having a giant fiberglass head obstructing their view.
It wasn't until 1973 that Ohio State asked Keith Burks to be the first African-American Brutus.
I didn't know what in the world I was doing. It was chaotic. I dropped it. I didn't know how to control it. I couldn't handle it almost. I dropped it like 7 times.
Burks did everything as Brutus, showing up to hockey games, fencing, and baseball games.
The fondest memory I had was having 80-some thousand people saying happy birthday to me.
Burks' tenure was infamous. Brutus was stolen before the Michigan game and painted maize and blue, and was also stolen from St. John Arena where he stored it. But through it all, he says, it remains his shining moment.
I couldn't go any place without being recognized. And wherever I went, I never had to pay for anything.
After breaking the color barrier, OSU broke the gender barrier by making a woman the first female Brutus. Sandy Foreman was tabbed for the job.
The first time I went to stand up, I couldn't get my knees under me. I'm going, wait a minute, I'm not going to be able to do this. I can't fail.
But she didn't fail despite the fact it wasn't an easy costume to handle.
He was so big around, so heavy, that I couldn't get my knees under me. So I had to roll out of him, ask some state troopers on the sideline, could you help me up?
By 2001, Emily Moore became only the 3rd female Brutus.
It was probably one of the greatest commitments of my life.
Moore grew up in Gomer, Ohio, and was suddenly inside a stadium larger than her hometown.
It was the most magical feeling, you know, putting that head on and really thinking to myself, I'm going to take this to a new level.
And that meant working long hours.
I had to, cheer a football game for 3.5 hours. I would go back to my apartment on campus and take a nap with the outfit on. And then I would go cheer a ice hockey game for 3 more hours.
Moore hung up her Brutus cleats in 2003, but in her locker downstairs, she can transform into Brutus anytime she wants. She says to this day, her experience as Brutus has helped her long after graduation.
Brutus encompasses everything that an employer would want to see. Great work ethic, innovation, leadership, ambassadorship, creativity, determination, all those things.
From his papier-mâché beginning, Brutus has transformed in shape and color into what he is today. What began as a prank became the face of the university, an icon of college football, a champion of charitable causes, a giant in the world of college mascots. And for those who became him, they say Brutus will always be a part of them. Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.